All right, folks. Well, welcome back to the Average Guy Outdoor Power Equipment YouTube channel. As promised in my last video, I'm going to take you through a quick little look at the residential combi system made by STIHL. The power head that I have today is the STIHL KM56 RC. As I was saying, this is more of the residential power head. There are different level power heads that are sold by STIHL for probably more of your commercial use, everyday wear and tear, a little bit more power. But I can tell you from my experience that the residential version of the power head is all the power you are going to need for your home improvement needs and outdoor needs. This thing it's got a lot of power for a residential unit. You know, when you look at some of the competition power heads made by some other companies, sometimes they can lack a little bit of power. This thing has got quite a bit. So I'm going to show you a little bit how the power head works. I'm going to show you some of the extensions that I have for it, and tell you a little bit more about the whole system. So taking a look at the power head here, like I said, this is the residential version. I got this at a store just up the road from me. If you've never bought any STIHL products before, they are sold almost exclusively through independent dealers. You can find their products at Northern Tool if you've got any of those where you live, but for the most part, you're going to find them at independent dealers. So just to point out a few bits and pieces. So this right here is spark plug is right here. Fuel fill area is right here. Not a huge fuel cell for this thing, but you know, it's small handheld power equipment, so you're not going to have anything tremendous on there. It is a two-stroke engine system. So with STIHL, you know, a lot of times at the dealers you can buy the fuel mixture for them. They sell two different levels of fuel mixtures. There's like a I don't know the terms they use for them. There's like a silver and a gold, and you know, the nicer version just extends your warranty for a little bit longer. But at the end of the day, I mean, they both are going to do just fine. I buy the basic version because, you know, look, if this thing breaks 3 years in, I probably got a bigger problem than what, you know, two-stroke fuel oil I was using. So anyway, you know, I mixed that into a little deal like this. Got that along with some fuel stabilizer in there to keep the fuel fresh, and that's what I use. Over here, you've got your different settings for chokes. So if you need to choke it to get things started, you can just push it in and set it, and right here's your normal setting. Over here is you got your basically like a safety. So if you're a firearms owner, you own handguns or anything like that, or any heavy power equipment, you'll know what this is. Basically how it works is this is the trigger that will engage the power head to the attachment. If this is not pushed down, the trigger will not go. So basically I'll just show you this again. So my hand's not on the safety, it won't go. Push this in, it goes. So it's designed so that your hand is kind of grabbing that, kind of like a backstrap safety on a handgun. This right here is your kill switch. So if you're going, hit that, kills the motor. Comes with this strap, go around your shoulder just like most other power equipment. And then they come with this handle, which this handle's actually pretty nicely made. You know, you can hold it overhead like this, but if you want to tilt the system on its side, you know, you can hold it like this, and then even if you tilt it upside down, if you're using like a weed whacker to edge, you know, you've got a pretty good grip on this thing. So that was pretty well engineered, but of course, you know, STIHL is a German company, and you know, German engineering, you know, we all know how that is. They do some of the best engineering in the world. So excuse me real quick, got tangled there. I'll show you the connection point for the different attachments. So this right here is what connects the power head to an attachment. You can see here I've got the STIHL blower attached to the power head right now. The blower is awesome. I mean, this thing can blow. It's not a backpack blower, but it's the best blower besides a backpack blower. Like those electric handheld blowers that you can buy at Lowe's or Home Depot are nowhere near this. This is the real deal. I mean, if you're blowing leaves off your lawn, you need to be using this. That electric stuff will leave you disappointed 10 times out of 10. But basically how it works is this literally just unscrews, you know, basic you know, kind of like a wing nut setup. Unscrew it all the way and just pop it out. And then, you know, when you got a new attachment, sorry, I'm down a hand trying to hold the camera here, you just pop it back in and, you know, tighten it back up and you're set to go. So that's just kind of how the attachment system works. These are a couple of the other attachments that I have. So on the bottom there, that's a pole saw. Pole saw comes with a fill here for bar and chain oil. And it's a pretty good system here. It's not as long. I think you can buy an extender for this thing, but it's still pretty long. It's long enough for everything I need to do. I have trees in my front yard and I prune them all the time, and this thing has no problem going through trees. Candidly, you can almost use it like a chainsaw. It's got enough power. The only time I haven't been able to use it like a chainsaw is when the trees are just real thick. But you can cut through some heavy stuff with the pole saw. Above that, I've got a hedger. I bought that thinking I would hedge a lot more than I actually do. I don't use it too often, but that also has a bar and chain oil fill right here. So that's embedded into it. But another really nice piece of equipment. I'd love to use it more. I don't hedge as much as I'd like. I turned into not being a big fan of bushes. Over here's the weed whacker extension. So they sell a straight one and a curved one. I've got the curved one. It works great. You know, it's kind of like having 1, 2, 3, and 4 power tools in one. And that's really the biggest benefit of having the Kombisystem is you are only taking care of one engine system, but you've got 4 pieces of power tool equipment, at least in my case. There's additional pieces of equipment you can buy. You know, they sell a mini cultivator. They sell a brush cutter. They sell a giant powered broom type thing that you can buy to like brush sidewalks and stuff. They sell an edger. Oh, that's another one I got. I guess I got 5 pieces of equipment. So this is my edger. I actually just bought this last week. I was using my weed whacker to edge, and it just didn't give me a good enough look for what I wanted. So I went and bought this edger, and this thing works great. I set an initial edge. I'll probably go out there, you know, once every couple weeks in between mows, you know, maybe 2 or 3 mows, and then I'll go and edge, reset things so they look nice and clean. But again, so, you know, you're having 4 or 5 pieces of power equipment with only having to maintain one engine. And, you know, when you talk about cost, the cost is actually better because, you know, this power head right here was about $200 at my store. This attachment was about $130 at my local store. The edger was $100. The pole saw was about $200, and the hedger was about, I think, $100. I can't remember. And the weed whacker was $100. Now, if you went and bought those separate as gas powered, I mean, you're going to spend way more money. So with this, not only do you save money, they work great. You've got the STIHL brand, and everything's reliable. I really haven't had any problems so far with using this. I'm gonna see if I can maybe fire up the blower real quick, just to kind of give you an idea of what the engine sounds like. I'm gonna put my phone down real quick just to plug this thing back in. You can look at my glove. I know, top quality entertainment for YouTube, right? Now you're looking at my sandals and the firewood I had nowhere to place. All right, there we go. I'll bring this thing out real quick. By the way, my next video, I'll probably do a review of this John Deere. It's a dethatcher and aerator combo, and I'm going to attach it to my mower and give it a rip here on my lawn. It's about that time of year for aerating and overseeding, you know. So I'm going to set this thing to choke right here. Give it a couple pulls. Look at that, went right away. I'll bring it into the back. Wife's working from home today, don't want to be too loud. But, so there it is running. Let's fire this thing up. Some leaves over here. See what she can do. Pretty good, huh? Let's take it onto a bigger pile over here. So you get the idea. I mean, that's caked on leaves that have probably been sitting over there for quite a while, and this thing has the power to rip them up out of the ground and move them around. And so like this whole area was covered with leaves. Probably sat with leaves for probably 10 years when I first bought this property, and within the matter of about an hour, I was able to take this blower and blow all of it back up against the fence. Not really sure what I'm going to do with it now. I don't have a lawn sweeper or anything, but we'll figure it out. But for now, this area just looks so much cleaner, and it's just something I was able to do with the Kombisystem. You know, what I find myself doing often is I'll mow, I'll bring this thing up with me with my blower attachment, my weed whacker attachment, and, you know, maybe my edger. I'll put it in this dump cart. So I'll mow, put the mower down, grab this, weed whack, edge, and blow all the debris off the driveway, and then drive it back into my shed and be done. And it is becoming an extremely efficient way for me to take care of my property. So again, if you are a homeowner and you are looking for a resource to take care of your lawn, the Kombisystem is one of the best. It may be the best. If you got any questions, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I'm gonna go find my dog real quick. Where you at, buddy? Ace. I can't find him. Anyway, like and subscribe to this video, and leave some comments with feedback on some of these videos. If you want to see anything different, let me know. Otherwise, you can probably expect for my next video to be of the John Deere dethatcher and aerator. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.